Hello and welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian. Join me in this follow-along practice for hip mobility and core strength. Have it warmed up? Check out our warm-up video in the link below. And in addition to that, just follow along with 2 quick training tips to help us in this pursuit. First, grab that balance aid, step to the bar. With your feet in parallel, turn out of the hip as we point forward. Repeat internal and external rotations, and going forward we'll play with this position. However, it might slowly become that position. Tap down. Then move it out towards the side. Here again we'll have those internal and external rotations on the hip, and we'll take a position from somewhere down there and bring it towards somewhere out at the side. The last place we'll explore in today's practice is behind. With the leg extended towards behind, same thing, keep the kneecap straight or knee extended and internally and externally rotate of the hip. Flex under the foot. Repeat the same thing on the other side. Standing tall, using your balance aid as you need, point in external rotation. Then turn the inseam down, turn the inseam up, and get in touch with those hips. With the inseam facing forward, open that leg towards the side and repeat in and outs of the hips, ball and socket, lock and key, feel that hip holster turn on. Currently I'm internally rotated on my hip and I'll reach that towards the back and then casually do the same thing, little turn ins and turn outs. Flex over those toes, pull the leg underneath. We'll explore those positions being front, side and back, integrated with sets of our push-up through our forward fold. To cue that forward fold, maybe stand with your butt really close to the bar. Then tuck a chin, fold the rib cage onto the hips, avoid touching the pillar or the bar behind you as we flex, and grip with those hamstrings and the toesies as we flex forward. Then we'll walk out and we'll hold our high plank or push-ups position. In here, we want wide open fingertips, blood donation spun forward, hips higher than you ever thought in phys ed, and then squeeze your bum, brace your core, feel that tension for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then from here, let's get that tailbone up, walk hands to feet, flex that spine, pull yourself to tall with the head neck being the last body part into extension. Maybe we just stay right there. We work on that nice hip circle through today's practice, and then we'll integrate the plank push-up. For extensions, follow along with me as we get started to build that core strength and hip mobility. Grab onto that balance aid. Starting at the bar, outside leg, pull up towards that middle ankle bone there. Now standardize that the knee doesn't move and extend at the knee, pointing through the toe, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, bend the knee with control, returning it to that ankle nub down below. Then flex the hip, meaning lifting the knee towards the chest. Then standardize that the height of that knee doesn't move. Extend and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, no slingshots back, although it wants to, with a knee bend. We'll do the same thing for one more repetition. Could be lift a little higher, and then keeping the knee nice and high, we can extend through the leg there and hold for 3, 2, bend the knee, extend the hip to the back, lengthen out the knee by straightening, rolling over those toes. Continue holding on to your balance aid. Do a little turnaround, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Standing tall, we'll flex the hip, pulling up the leg to that middle ankle bone. Standardize that the height of the knee doesn't change, and then extend the knee and hold for 5, 4, the stiff leg on the ground is squeezed, and then bend the knee of the elevated leg. Cramp up, reestablish that balance, flex the hip, bring the foot towards the knee. Keep the knee at the same height, extend away and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, Bend that knee with control, returning it to the knee. Extend those hips, flex the standing leg one more degree, and then extension and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, knee bend. Point the foot, extend the hip as you push to the back. Once the knees are parallel, extend through the leg, flex over toes to underneath. From here, we'll set up that forward fold. Start with the chin tuck, fold. Hips stay over top of those ankles. Knee bends is a nice modification if they need to. Then from here, we'll walk out to our high planks position. Holding your high tension, let's take 10 seconds to get to the floor. 10, 9. Squeezing your bum, making sure your head's moving in line with the body for 4 more seconds all the way down. 3, 2, and then rest. But before we go, we can modify with our knees as I will here. We're gonna pack the shoulders, tuck the hips, press. Then find those toes, walk back up, flexing through the spine, then extending through the spine to get tall. Add the wiggle, staying loose in between. Come back to that bar and repeat, but this time out to the side. First, flex the hip, pulling an ankle up towards the knee. Then open up to have forward facing hips and a lateral facing knee. Keep the knee at the same height, extend and hold. 5, 4, 3, with control, flex the knee, point the foot, return to the ankle. Maybe lift up higher towards that knee. Standardize that the knee stays in the same position as we then extend and hold for 5. Point the toe, straighten that kneecap, and no slingshots, just nice control return. For the final one, eke out a little bit more room. Personally, I don't have very much. And then with the knee at the same height, standardize that it doesn't move, hold for 3, 2, slow bend. Then let's close the hip, then keep the knee bent, extending, lengthening out the leg at the knee, flexing over those toes underneath. Keep that balance aid real tight, but then here we go doing the same thing on the other side. We pull up a leg, hip flexion. Open up, that we have forward facing hips and a sideways facing knee. And then balance, strengthen and lengthen out for 1 more second and bend the knee, returning the foot to the ankle. Then, as allowed, flex the hip, forward facing hips, lateral facing knee, and extend and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, slow bend on that knee, returning to the side, eke out a little bit more space as allowed, keep the knee as high or higher as you extend through that leg and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, knee bend with control, close that up to center, extend the hip with a toe point, straighten the knee, flex over toes, underneath. Shake it out. From here again, we'll set up that forward fold. Chin tuck, flex through the spine, keep the hips stacked over those ankles as long as we can. Finding the floor, setting up our push-up or plank, and 10 seconds down. 10, 9, 8. I'm gonna place my knees down. Use your knees when you need to, or actually just before you need to continue your approach to the floor. Then rest. But then we're gonna pack those shoulders, tuck under those hips, press, but we're gonna do that one more time. One more plank. So from knees or high planks position, establish your 10-second negative push-up. 10, 9. Is your bum squeezed? Is your core braced? Use your knees when you have to, or just before you really do, to keep that nice pace. Whew. Reset, take a breath on the floor, then pack shoulders, tuck hips, press, walk feet in or hands to each other, stay stacked over top, and then extend to tall. Lastly, that direction out the back. For this, I'll face the wall. Bending at the knee, pointing through the toe. Extend through the hip. Then lengthen out the leg at the knee. Mine's gonna drop. This is so hard. What we're looking for is the butt to do the work and not the back. Then bend the knee, pull forward a little bit. Reset with our hip extension to the back. It won't be far if you're doing it really well. And then lengthen out the leg, keeping the ribs down. Fight for that extension through the back. Point, and then bend and come forward. And for the last one, same thing. We're extending through the hip, keeping the ribs down and the hips tucked under. And then lengthen out through that leg, saving the hardest for last. And then bend, pull, and just extend the leg through. Whew. Repeat on that other and last side. From here, we'll bend that knee, pointing through the toe. Extend through the hip as we kick to the back, and then lengthen out the leg. Hold for a second, bend the knee, return forward to ease out. Same thing, point that toe to the back, extending through the hip, keeping the ribs down, and then lengthen out through the knee, trying to keep that height, and bend the knee, pull forward, hold the balance, use your aid as you need, and then last one, extension through the hip, pointing through the toe, lengthening through the leg, ribs down, and then our knee bend, pull through, and then foot down to the side. We're gonna go one more time on a plank here today. So let's set up that nice forward fold. Take your time coming down. Walk out, and this time just hold that tops position. Make it as tough as we can. In 3, 2, go. Squeeze your bum, brace your core, pull the floor together, maintain your breath. 3, 2, relax the tension, push the floor away as your bum goes up. Stack from a fold to an extended position, extension through the spine. Whew. Thank you very much for following along with this bar balance and hold workout with that body weight plank and push-up strength. Keep training the simple skills like ankle mobility, hip stuff, and upper body strength for simplicity and strength in your workout. My name's Ian from Bars and Bells. Stay strong, train simple, and see you soon.